Well, thanks for joining me here in my shop, and I'm continuing to work on the Sony ICF 2001, and I think this will be video number 8, unless I'm mistaken. So, if you've been following along in the series, then you know where I am here. I'm almost back to square one, but I'm sure I'm not really back to square one, not at all. So I'm just going to continue troubleshooting. I'm going to go on the basis that there's a mechanical type problem, like a broken trace, some other kind of contact issue, cold solder, something anyway, something I can find by mechanically moving the radio, because it seems to be that that's almost how I got into this problem in the first place, because I was putting it back together, and of course that mechanically moves all the parts. You know, the mistake I made there, I should have had the radio on as I was doing that, and if at the moment the radio went off, I mean, I could have determined exactly what was going on, maybe. But anyway, that's not what happened, so here we go. I'm just going to turn it on. Maybe it's going to come right to life. Volume's about halfway. There we go. And we're just running on batteries here. I'm not using the power supply. Should just move out of here. Okay, here we go. And not much has happened. Okay. Wow, most of the time when this thing is apparently not working, in fact there's a light hiss coming out of the speaker, but not right now. So, that's a little bit surprising. Okay. Well, there's a bit of a buzz there, but it's really not what. Well, we didn't get anywhere with that. Let's check a few voltages here. So I should see 3 volts right here. Oh, let me just put this. There we go. Okay. Right there. Should also see it, I think, here. There it is. Now, there we go. Clip lead the negative of my voltmeter on here. Just double check it now. I should see 3. Now, yes. Now would be a good time. Anytime now. Okay. Well, so this transistor rate, excuse me, 209 right here, we should see 3 volts there. That's right. 2.4 here. And here we should see 0. Okay, maybe I got these leads messed up here. Should really use this diagram. That's a much better idea. Excuse me. Oh, yes. Great idea. Only if I look at it with a microscope. Okay, so that transistor 2.4. 3, correct. 0, correct. 2.4. Well, it's 3. Not sure how much of a problem that might really be. Okay, now let's just keep going. It's a 14 volt spot right right here, I think. There you are. So that's looking pretty good there. Let's go up on this board here. And to the LED board, we should see 6.2 right there. Oops. Right there. And there it is. Okay. We should get on this other board, but you know what? I don't have the pages printed for that. I'll have to go print them. So, well, printed the sheet out. Here it is here. And this is the next board I was going to be curious about. And you see there's nothing in red on this board like there is on this one. There's no voltage measurements. It's just a pile of switches. It's all the push buttons on the front of the radio. So there's nothing there to be tested, really. Some more voltages down here we can poke around with. And there's also the LCD module. And this is how they portray it here. Just a series of connections and some those flat wires coming in. And that's pretty accurate. There's also a volume board. Where'd that go? Well, I must not have it on any of these. Wait, here it is. A volume board. Not sure where that is. check the LED board. That doesn't sound like a very important component. So I'm finding the B+ to be appropriate anywhere I've looked, but let's look a lot more. I'm still a little concerned too that the computer might just be kind of bunged up. You know, why don't we let's since that's easy, and if that's what the problem is, I'll never figure it out. Let's take out the battery for a bit. I'll take out these ones too. Okay, so turn the switch on. Why not? Now, who would you fire up first? Let's put in the computer batteries. That would be, I think that would make some sense. Oops. Okay, so we'll put in the switches off, put in the power batteries. The last one. Volume is about halfway. Sets on FM. And here we go. Well, you know, I don't know if that came up on camera. I think it might have. No, maybe not. There was a flash of red briefly on that board, which is the LED board. It seems to be back into that state again that it was in when it appeared to not be getting the 3 volts, and it was not getting the 3 volts before I put in this bypass wire. Now, even with the 3 volts, same behavior. Yeah. So let's do what I was going to say there a minute ago. Check the voltages back around the power supply here. On Q27, that is supposed to be 4.5. That is supposed to be 4.4. That is supposed to be 3.7. They all seem low, don't they? Okay, this next transistor four, 6, and 3.4. 4, 6, and 3.4. There should be 4. I'm kind of guessing at what I'm touching here. We should see a 6 in here somewhere. Thanks. 4.6. Was that correct? That's the far left leg of that transistor. .4. The middle one's supposed to be 6. I never did see 6 volts there. So these don't look right at all. They don't look right to me. Look at that. Okay. These batteries are only putting out 3.8 volts. That's not too good, is it? At some point they've probably been left on for a long time on this radio with a very, very slow draw. So, because I think I tested them right off the bat and they were good. 1.3. Wow, wouldn't that be something if this is it? Oh, it'll just be 1.3. Now, do I have 3 new batteries like that? Short answer is no. Let's see. I don't have a matching set here. Okay, so that's a new one. Same as those. Yeah, that's good. That's number 2. This is probably number 3 here. Okay, so let's put in 3 fresh batteries. Boy, oh boy. Power's off. Oh man, if this comes screaming to life. I didn't even want to turn it on. I'm actually relieved it didn't work. Yeah, it's doing its usual nothing there. I can hear something, but you know, it's just noise. Let's check this now and see. That's a little better, isn't it? Okay, so I get 4.1. That's supposed to be 4, and I'm getting 4.1. Isn't that good? There's a 5. At the far end, 4.6. 5 in the middle. 4.6, well, the 4.6 is supposed to be 3.4. That sounds like a significant difference to me. Let's reboot the computer again here. Switch off. So I think this is rebooting the computer. Pull out the battery. Hey, let's check this battery. Battery paranoid. 1.5. Okay, we'll put it back in. Switch on. And no such luck. Okay. Well, you know, with those voltages wrong, right on what are, isn't these two transistors are basically the on-off switch here. So that's being the case as long as we're getting 4.4. Hey, well, now I'm being sensible. As long as we're getting 4.4 on the output of Q27. I'm actually being smart about this now. Yeah, the 4.4 is the middle pin on Q27. And there's 4.4. Okay, so that is what's feeding on into the radio. So, or on into the DC to DC converter. Now we should look at what's coming out of that. Okay, so here's the DC to DC converter. And let's see, 4.5 volts on this wire here. There it is. And we should see, yes, what should we see? The 4.4 appears to be an output from the converter. Now that's the input. That's the input to the converter. The outputs are here. I'm just babbling here. Okay. Don't anybody move. Just off camera, I was just poking around, pushing, and I stopped. And honestly, I just reached over here, and this piece of paper fell over like that, and the radio came on. Too bad I didn't get that on camera. I'm so sorry, man. Because you want to see freaky stuff, that would be it right there. So, the radio does appear to be on. I had tested a lot of voltages also, all of them being essentially correct. So exactly why this has come on now, I don't know. Do I dare turn it off? You know what? I'm gonna have to poke around and try to make it stop working. That's a terrible thing to say, but that's the only way to get some control on this. Let's try a different band here. Certainly sounds to be working, doesn't it? I don't have any doubt it's working right now. I'm trying a whole bunch of unlikely candidates here. That's what I'm doing. Trying anyway. We're all just waiting for it to stop, right? Well, I tell you, it doesn't work when you want it to, and it won't stop when you want it to stop. It is showing all strength LEDs are lit, which doesn't seem quite right to me. Why it would do that? It certainly sounds fine. Okay, let's put it back together. I'll keep it on this time. Oh, I may have trouble keeping it on. I may not be able to put the top on with the switch in the on position, but we'll worry about that in a minute. The antenna. I'm alive. Well, just have to put the top on. Before I do that, I should dust this out, or I'm gonna hate myself here. I'm gonna just knock the volume down. Oh. Okay. Let's put it back on the chunky AM. Here we go. I don't know what to think. I certainly don't know what to think. I would want to play this radio for a long time before saying to myself, yeah, whatever it was is gone. Gone, gone, gone. Now, I do have this face down, so the buttons on it can be pushed by the surface here. So this isn't the smartest arrangement here. If it goes off, it might be just because it got turned off. By the way, I don't know how you might put your screws back into plastic, but I always turn them backwards. That's like one of the few screws. There it is. And I look for the drop. The threads. I guess you could say as the threads cross their starting points, the screw drops that tight. And look at this, man. Almost got them all in. So you hear that? That thunk? That's what I do, because you don't want to cross thread these. One more. Oh. It's probably down inside the battery case. All three of these. Well, it's still running. Remember, I thought this might interfere here. No. No. Oh, interesting. Oh, heavens! Look at this. Is this how this radio is made? This will come up on camera. This is really kind of... I don't need that blasting away at you, but let's just keep it. Don't turn it right off. Put on FM for a nice hiss. Okay, now, this is kind of tricky to do here because of all these reflections, but... So, when I look at that with my eye, I see pretty much a blank screen. Now, and you're seeing the same thing. Now watch, I tip the radio back. This is a little tricky here. You're already seeing numbers. I'm still seeing a blank screen because my eyes I'm sitting up higher than the camera. So now I'm starting to see them. So this radio lays flat. You can see the numbers. But looking straight in, I don't see anything. Man, that could have fooled me for days on end. So, hey, let's tune something in here. 76. Let's. Chuff, 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 chuff. It's a chuffer. Wow. signal strength is going up and down appropriately. Oh, let's get off this. I'll get a copyright strike. Well, same thing here. Let's try a direct enter. Where's the decimal? Is there a decimal? A decimal point? So how do I do that? 99.1. Execute.
And in 1847,
there we are.
A huge Gothic prison was built to cope with the ever-growing numbers of so-called undesirables.
Oh,
By
man.
1858, Leeds was able to flaunt a new town hall, which was one of the largest civic buildings.
Okay.
A place that was impressive enough for Queen Victoria herself to come.
Well, thank God I hit the speaker with that piece of paper. Because if I hadn't have gone and whacked that speaker with that piece of paper, this thing might never ever work again.
Europe, Asia, Africa, America reminded the people of Leeds that the globe.
Let's try the shortwave band here.
Influence for the British, and Victorian Leeds was perfectly positioned.
How's that work? How do you get there? You switch to AM, and you put in 10,000. Execute. That's 10 kilohertz. I'm sorry, 10,000 kilohertz, 10 megahertz. I was hoping to hear WWV there. Pretty good antenna. Let's try 5,000. Whoops, I got 50,000. Try again. The little thing says try again. 5,000. No, it's not picking up anything, but you know, we're down here in my dungeon shop here, so. Well, there it is. Okay, it's working. Now all we got to do is turn it off and turn it back on, and then we can. Let's try that. Here we go. We're turning it off now. Oh, I don't know. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, now we will switch it back on. Oh. Now wait a minute. Okay, either that comes on slow because it comes on slow, or that on-off switch has a problem. Let's try this again. Something funny did happen under my finger on that switch. Let's turn it off. Okay, now we'll turn it on. No, it takes time to come on, that's all. Well, I guess I'm just going to play around with it now, and there it is. I'm not sure there's anything more I need to do to it. Just put in the antenna terminals again. There it is. Okay, round of applause. Even though I really don't know what was going on the last bit there. You know, I gotta admit that over the course of my time fooling around with electronics, right from when I was a kid, I have a lot of experiences like this, where things have occurred that I really can't account for, but thank God they did. So, I gotta think of something else to work on now. Wonder what I should do next. Thanks for watching. See ya.